Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video hi guys, I'm just editing this video before we start and I just have to say something. I had coat powder stains on my nails. Okay, look, they're gone now. Like, they've been gone since like the next day, but I was just too tired to do it right then. But yeah, my hands were clean. They were clean, but they just had coat powder stains on them. If you want to know how to get coat powder stains out of your nails, I'm happy to tell you, but that's not for right now. Let's just get back into the video. But I just don't want you to be looking at my nails and being like, what the hell? And yeah, it's just coat powder stains. So today we are going to be talking all things 2023 bookish challenges. Now, for some reason, I've decided to launch heading to annual reading challenges this year, which probably means I'm not going to be doing a lot of monthly challenges, but I don't know, it fills me with a lot of joy actually. So let me tell you, every year I usually not sign up, but like have a printout, try and follow the Pop Sugar reading prompt, where you get 40 prompts for the regular bit, and then you have an extra 10 advanced prompts, which gets really hard. And for the last couple years I've kind of like had it, and I never really like read to it, but I kind of like see what matches to it and stuff like that, and it does fill me with joy, like just looking at it and being like, oh, this is how many I've ticked off, you know, even if I don't complete it, because I don't really follow it religiously. So this year I decided I wanted to do more than that. I wanted to expand on that, and I just looked up like 2023 challenges, and I came up with quite a few that I'm so excited to get into. Talking about the Pop Sugar challenge, annual challenge, I have also downloaded that and put that in as one of my challenges. Again, just to follow tradition, just for every couple months to fill in books, see what prompts I've ticked off and see what prompts I haven't ticked off. I haven't really looked at them this year, to be honest with you. Keeping it 100% frank, I haven't even really looked at it. I've just kind of downloaded the photo and moved on, because as I said, it doesn't really dictate what I read. It's just kind of fit into what I read, like as an afterthought. But I'll have a look at it now. Having a look, I actually think that this year's is a lot easier than 2022's, because it was 2022. There was like lots of things about doubles and twins and sisters and reflections and all of that, and that was quite hard. This year, 2023, it doesn't seem to have as challenging things on there. Obviously the advanced is harder, so things that I know is like books written during NaNoWriMo, that's going to trip me up. The longest book on my TBR by pages, that's actually a good prompt for me, because obviously I won't say it again, but reading to zero it's literally becoming my personality. That's given me a book with alliteration. That's going to be kind of like a book that started out as fan fiction. If you know any books that started out as fan fiction, do let me know. I'm not talking about The Love Hypothesis, because I know and I've read that already and I'm not planning to reread it. And I'm also not talking about 50 Shades of Grey. But if you know any fan fictions, please do let me know. Talking about that, another one is a book that was banned or challenged in 2022. That is going to be hard to me. To be honest, I don't even know if book banning and challenging is the same in the UK as it is in America. I know it's like seems to be a pretty big thing that they can challenge books with their library system. I'm sure you can here as well. I've never really looked into it much, and it's not really something that I've really come across before coming into Booktube and seeing like lots of American perspectives talking about banned books and challenged books. Maybe they're just more quiet about it over here. I don't know. But anyway, I'll look forward to filling this one out. I'm actually really excited about this year's. Last year's was a lot more challenging to me. Now that we've got that one out of the way, which is kind of like the oldest, like I was always gonna have a look at this one. Now we're gonna have a look at the newest, which is the Aurelium 2023 challenge. Now, when she posted this, I'd already come up with all of my 2023 challenges, and I have quite a few. So I was a bit like, G. I love the creativity, because I actually do. Like, I actually do love the creativity. But at the same time, I'm a bit like, now you've just like, where I was at was manageable. Now you've kind of like, oh, the park. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have so many challenges that I'm aiming to read in 2023 that I actually kind of think it's unmanageable now. But talking about Aurelium, it's actually a really good one. I love it. Aurelium is just amazing. And watching G do this readathon literally fills me with awe. But this isn't a gushing session. This is about the Iridium. So this is kind of like a choose your own adventure sort of 2023 reader form, which none of the others are actually. So that's a new thing that it's adding. So you can choose which prompt that you want to read, and it's kind of like you follow it down, and then at the end you get a reward, a challenge, a goal, like yay. And I think it's one per month. I'm not sure if she's strict on it or if I can read it at any time of the year, but it does say January, February, March, April, May. So kind of think that I have to read it at a set time. To be honest, I think it's just going to be more like fitting things in as opposed to not finding anything to read. Do you know what I mean? It's more going to be like, oh, I wasn't planning to read this, but I'll read it because of this. Now on to the one that is most likely going to get dashed to the side. I'm really sorry, but this one, it sounds really good. I really love it, but to be honest with you, since I've added it into my life, I'm a bit like, the other ones are more interesting to me. That sounds really terrible. It's the Calendar of Crime. The thing is, it's so open, like there's so much choices every month. It doesn't matter what kind of crime, thriller, mystery, anything, lawyer, procedural, anything like that. It just has to fit 1 of 10 prompts a month. Do you know how many prompts it is? That there really is no reason why I shouldn't be able to finish it, but it's kind of hard for me. Now thinking about January, for example, looking at the 10 list of prompts, it's already the 17th of January, so we're more than halfway through the month, and I think I've read Moon of the Crusted Stone, which I guess counts, and I've also read Flight Risk, which I guess counts, and this Blue Monday, which definitely counts. Of which this takes place in November, and it's called Blue Monday. I feel like it should definitely take place in January, but it doesn't. I don't know when the original publication month is for this actually, but it has lots of things for like Chinese zodiac on it, and that makes me happy. It's got so many things that should work. But oh my god, I literally just read the rules and it says books may only count. No, wrong one. It says books do not have to be read during the month for which they qualify. So it looks like Calendar of Crime is here to stay. 12 books, come on now. 12 books isn't that much. I'm going to keep going with Calendar of Crime. Let's move on. The next one is the Decades Reading Challenge. Both of these ones are Book Girls Guide blog thing. I don't know. I just kind of found them online and yeah, they're running them. So this one, the Decades Reading Challenge, this basically is every month you read a book set in a different decade, and it starts from the 1880s and it goes all the way through to 2010 and then spanning decades. I really love this idea. I really love this idea. And the thing is, I do like historical fiction, but I'm tentative, like I'll tentatively pick it up because I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of parameters around the non-fiction around the historical fiction that I enjoy, whereas this really does challenge me to pick it up, and every single time I find myself interested, I'm like because I am very low-key interested in history, but I'm not a history buff, I would say, but here I am. The first month is the 1880s to the 90s, and for this I read The Mad Girls of New York. Absolutely loved it. It was 5 stars. So that is a great start to the Decades Reading Challenge, because 5 stars in the first month in January, 5 stars. Come on now. And like, not only that, but like I feel like it was very educational as well in the historical. Like there was a little note at the end and it kind of told you like, yes, this is the facts, this is the fiction, and it was on such a good topic as well. The Mad Girls of New York, highly recommend. And it's not too late for you to join in. I mean, I know it's the 17th, but it's not too late for you to join. March 1920s, come on, it's the 20s. I feel like so much crime books are set in the 20s because it's like the golden age. It's the 20s. So March, we're going to be having a grand old time. But at the same time, I do know they have this thing where you can do like a bonus one, but they only sent out emails. Like it's not on the website, but they're like, oh, you can also like have bonus reads. And I think one of the bonus like prompts that they've given out is like World War II fiction. I'm not interested. I'm really not that interested. I'm really sorry. Decades Reading Challenge, absolutely love it. Absolutely love this. So keep an eye out because I'm definitely going to be reading. You'll notice it every single month I'll be like, oh yeah, there was this historical book. I mean, I do kind of want to maybe perhaps read more historical mysteries, because I really do like historical mysteries. I read the Mistress of the Art of Death series, absolutely loved it. I read the Kendra Donovan series, absolutely loved it. I read another series, can't think right now, but loved it. So I do want to kind of introduce historical mysteries, so I will be trying to include that where possible, especially in the months where the contemporaries aren't really giving. Also, back to talking about them trying to cross over, they also try and cross over with their other prompt, which is the reading around the world prompt. Now, if you saw my previous video, which is my 2023 goals, you will see that I said I wanted to read more diversity this year, and I said not only in terms of race but also around the globe, and this is going to help me. I mean, it doesn't necessarily force you to, but it can be that extra push. So reading around the world challenge is 12 months, and it's kind of split the globe up into like 12 different sections. I don't know how I feel about how they divided the sections, but that's a conversation for a different day. So the first month was Arctic and Antarctica. You can very much choose to make this as you wanted. So for example, books in Arctic and Antarctica, for me, I was trying my hardest to get some indigenous representation in there, because it's very easy to be like, okay, let me read a book of this people going to the Arctic, which is great, that's good for them, but I want to, when it says Western Europe book, I want to kind of read, hopefully, ideally, from an author who is from that place. Do you know what I mean? I want to get as in-depth, as nitty-gritty to that prompt as I can get. I don't just want to read a British author writing in Germany. Unfortunately, that's not what I want. You know what I mean? For Arctic and Antarctica, I read Moon of the Snow-Crusted Ground Earth. I'll put the picture up. I just can't remember it. It's really late right now. And I really enjoyed it. It was kind of hard because I was like, what you count as the Arctic and the Antarctica? But looking at their prompts, they chose they did say set in Greenland, set in northern Canada and stuff like that. And so this book, I would count as it is very much isolated. I believe next month is a book set in Western Europe. For the one that's set in Eastern Europe, I'm hopefully, fingers crossed, gonna do this vlog. I'm telling you so that you can keep me accountable. I'm planning to read either Polish crime authors or Romanian crime authors. Yeah, I've already planned out the books that I'm going to read for it. They're on Kindle actually, which is amazing. It's from a indie publisher, which is amazing because it's translated fiction. Amazing. So that's what I'm saying. This challenge, again, I really love. And the thing with this Books Like Girls, I don't know if I've said the Books Like Girls blog, but they're so good because they give you recommendations. Like, they publish recommendations for all of their prompts, and then if you sign up, they'll send you an email and they're like, okay, these are the books that will match for both of these prompts. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, for January, here's a book set in the 1880s to 1890s, set in Antarctica or set in the Arctic. And I just love that. They're just so good and so helpful in helping you achieve your goals. But yeah, that's it. It's very simple, very self-explanatory. I just thought I would sit down and make a separate video talking to you about my challenges, so that when I refer to my challenges later on, you're not like, what was she talking about? What's she doing? Yada, yada, yada. You know. I've told you, you know. Okay? Don't blame me. And then also it means that, like, if I start talking about it and then nobody knows what I'm talking about, I can just be like, okay, referred to this video here. Okay, I'm very tired, but I feel like I've done a good job at explaining. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. Even though we're very much late into January 2023, can I just say that January came late for me. I was so busy over Christmas. Then that busyness continued into January and the first week of January, and like, people were talking about, oh, like, yeah, they've made a start. I had only made my New Year's resolution on like the 10th. It was very late, but anyway, it's okay. All of that to say, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys.